Antichrist crying. I like it. It's tasty.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
At the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, man. Woo! What is going on? Man, oh, man. Welcome to Sergeant's Time. This 3 May 2018, broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. It's Ice and Spanky. What's going on, Spanky?
Hey, y'all. I'm good. How are you?
My apologies for my tardiness. I had to, I don't know, I forgot to secure my drink. Normally I have everything set up and all that, and I looked at my broadcasting area, and I'm like, oh my God. No drink. What am I supposed to fucking do? Oh, shit. So I was like, ah! And, yeah.
Like, what do you do with your hands?
Exactly. It's just like, what the fuck? I have to secure myself an adult beverage. This is brought to you by Knob Creek. Sipping on that, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get some of that drink on. Actually, no, I'm just relaxing, just enjoying the night, enjoying Sergeant's Time. How was your week?
It's actually been very, very quiet around here this week, and I have, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain about that at all. It was, very loud here last week, so this week has been nice and quiet. I've had my house to myself. The girl's been at school. My roommate's gone. I haven't worn pants, so it's been nice.
Wow. Holy crap. Okay.
You don't know how it is when when you start getting surrounded by people and you have to wear pants all the time, and then you get a chance like, wait a minute, I don't have to do that today. So yeah, it's been nice and quiet.
What a week. It's been a week. It has been a week. A lot of stuff going. The War Chicken Center of Excellence. Oh, Mikey, awesome. Yeah, it's been an interesting week in the world of armying. It's been one of those weeks where it's been how can I say newsworthy, I guess. There's just been a lot of stuff that's been rolling around the news desk. Shit coming across the red leg news desk, coming across the main page stuff. I walk around the guys in the office in the main page. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're all like huddled around their shit trying to see what the fuck's going on. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? And then I kind of look over shoulders and stuff like that to see what's up. And they're diligently working. I guess there's some more USERX shit going on. I don't know if you've noticed the memes.
Oh, I've noticed them. Oh,
I mean, I think you think USERX noticed the memes?
Yes. I mean, my USERX always hit for that. Thankfully, I never had to be a recruiter. Almost did, but for some reason, if you have asthma, you can't be a recruiter. I was just like, okay, and I just left it at that. I didn't push the issue.
Well, my biggest thing is that real quick though, before I start off, thanks for reminding me. Hey, I just want to say hearts and condolences go out to the families of the 9 people killed in the C-130 crash that happened Wednesday morning. It was taken off. It was a C-130 that was taken off on its way actually to be decommissioned at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. And it had flown, had landed in Savannah for some, just routine maintenance stuff. Because, every leg of a military flight, they always stop off and they need something like else and then whatever. So it took off and it had served over 60 years of service in the Puerto Rican Air National Guard. And it took off And then as it was taking off, it obviously, there's video out, but I'm not going to post a fucking video out of it, you know, and don't be posting in the comments either, of it taking off, and then you see it nosedive into the ground. From what it looks like the pilot of the aircraft did his or her best did their best to land, or at least put the aircraft in on the highway 21 that's nearby Savannah. If you've ever been to Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, it's around a lot of there's a specific narrow stretch of that takeoff area that if you veer left or right farther than what you're supposed to, you can actually fly into residential areas. So they're kind of guessing that the crew might have had been struggling to get that aircraft leveled off, and then at least put it in an area that's not populated, which would have been far worse had that happened. So the way it came down, it come down so hard that that only the tail section remained intact. And there's video all over everything, but it spread debris about 600 feet in diameter, so it was a pretty big. Again, did not hit any homes, did not hit any cars. The way the traffic was that day was surprising because, you know, around everybody who knows Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, nobody can fucking drive around there. So the fact that nobody was killed on the road was another, people were lucky. So that's what happened. So there's video out there of a business that had had their closed circuit TV playing the video, and you can see it. And everyone's still, kind of like in shock because it literally happened. Immediately they saw everyone was like, "Oh, look at this!" Everyone says, "Hey, look at the C-130 flying," and then it took a nosedive. So, our hearts go out to the families of the crew members, and that's it. But anyways. I don't want to say this. Anyways, back to the Usurek story. Thank you for getting me back on track. The Usurek story. Yeah, I guess the main page has got some stuff. Usurek, yeah. That's all I can say. What more can I say? It's Usurek. You were talking about recruiting. You were talking about, now let's go back to the subject we were talking about, recruiting. Go ahead. You were saying about the recruiter aspect and not being one. What was it that you couldn't be one?
Well, I got my name came down, DA select for one once upon a time, long time ago. And it was before, I did have a permanent profile. I had a 2 in the P category, for my asthma. And I guess it doesn't, at that time, it was before, e-profile and everything wasn't out there for everybody to see. But sure enough, because of that, I could not go be a recruiter. And he was like, "Nope, can't have it because you have asthma." And it, it was well controlled. It wasn't even enough for me to get med boarded, or anything. But I still could do all 3 events for a PT test and everything. I was just like, "Nope, you have asthma. Sorry, you can't be a recruiter." And I didn't push the issue. I'm like, okay. I was also a single parent at the time, and it probably wouldn't have worked out well. But yeah, no, couldn't be a recruiter because of asthma. It was just, gosh, what year was that? I think that was in 2007. I wasn't like jumping up and down to like, "Ooh, pick me, pick me, pick me." But no, I wouldn't have wanted to work those kind of hours at the time a 3-year-old either. So
I don't even think the hours are necessary to work that much. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think so either.
I think the hours that the hours that these poor kids work, and I say kids because I'm older than all of them pretty much. They work some demanding hours. I know of recruiters that are, because they believe in the Army cause. They believe, everyone talks about Army values and all that. They believe in those values. They believe in it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But then there's those that would sell their own fucking mother and their soul for overdoing it and misreading what those values are, just by from what we see in the inbox and from of the friends that I have that are or were former recruiters. And then I know individuals that are getting put out right now, getting med-boarded and stuff like that are dying, doing anything to stay in to the Army because they want to serve, even offered to say, "Let me be a recruiter." And everyone's like, "Oh, well, no, you because you're all broken, all this other stuff." Well, how good does that look? Which, you know, everybody knows there's amputees that are still serving right now in the Army. It would make no fucking difference. It would actually, of those 75,000 to 25,000 individuals that are on profile, would actually help out the recruiter numbers. And I'll be honest with you, these are the guys that you want them to stay in. What better mode or what better person to put in there that the Army's going to be like, you know what, you ain't going to be in the front lines, but you know what? Have we got a job for you? I'm pretty sure there's actually the comments that you've seen on some of the posts would love to have a shot at being a recruiter. Think about that.
Right. Would rather have NCOs that want to stay in the military, you know, truly want to, and go be recruiters if that's what, and choose to be recruiters instead of having people that are forced to be recruiters and wind up not wanting to stay in the military any longer because they were forced to do something they didn't want to do. We're all going to do what we're told. And if they say, hey, you're going to go be a recruiter, they're going to go do their time, be a detailed recruiter, hopefully do it successfully, but not everybody's a salesman.
And that's the thing. No, not everyone. Here's the thing. You have to have that gift of gab. You know what I mean? You have to have that gift. You have to have that art, the craft, or whatever. There's a difference between selling something and being a straight fucking used car salesman than having the cause, than having those values pushed out. As a matter of fact, Usurek, I'm going to give you some sergeant's time right now. I can help you out. I can assist you with your numbers of why you don't have enough recruiters. And I can also assist you in ensuring that your recruiters have greater morale. You want to earn those fucking that special pay that recruiters get? I got a fucking plan for you. All you got to do is just listen. Half the reason why the Army said the morale, I wouldn't say the morale in the Army, but in some units morale is generally low, is because the Army likes to say, albeit that I do love the United States Army, the greatest army in the world, says that we're looking for innovation. God, that's why I wish General Perkins didn't retire, man. Our favorite general. We should just make him an honorary admin. Fuck it. General Perkins, if you're listening in your retirement, you're sitting there chilling on a patio right now, and you're golfing, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio or in U.S. Army, because what you do, we know you do. Hit us up. We'd be more than happy to take an application and be our, a represent. I mean, you'll be with some of your peers, you'll be hanging out with some of the admins that you may already know, anyways.
Right.
But my point being is that because he was seeking, he wants the mad scientists, he wants innovators, he wants those individuals that want to come out and think out of the box and apply those practices. I'm sorry, Usurek, you got some dated shit. Now, I have a personal beef with Usurek, my family. I have a personal family beef with Usurek. Sorry, that's just me. You don't fuck with family. And, where I come from, you usually beat the fuck down when you fuck with my family, and then we're forgiven. So, to that individual, he knows who he is. So my point being is that I look at it like this. If you want to understand, and you want to understand why the morale, and everyone, look, don't let those fucking Kool-Aid drinkers, the Kool-Aid drinkers that are accepting all those awards and shit for you, that are the top sapphire fucking recruiters and all that shit, they're the ones that are abusing the guys down on the line or perpetuating that fucking line of thought down on the recruiting station, saying specifically that if you work yourself to death, then you're not doing. When I hear and when I see and when I read leadership in that environment saying that when you are not, you're failing your men downrange, you're failing the men and women downrange when you're not out there prospecting and you've never deployed, shut the fuck up. No need. That's a non-negotiable. Okay, if you've at least seen some dirt in a country other than a country we're stationed in, like Korea or Germany, or Italy, what's another one that we get to go to? That's Japan or something like that. You know what I mean? Other than that, hell, I even get Kuwait a deployment back when it was considered a deployment before it became a PCS.
Right.
But what I'm saying,
PCS.
exactly. So what I'm saying though is that if you what's my I'm so old that my date has expired before the Civil War. Who's this? Who's this Leslie in the freaking in the thing throwing some shit? Is that? Oh, I know who that is. Never mind.
Yeah.
Peachy Mexicana. Anyways, so again, my point being is that we can assist. As a matter of fact, right now the main page is considering, and pay attention. Hang on, I even forgot. I forgot to do it. Shit pun shit. Hang on, let me. I said shit, and baby ass goes shit. I know, it's so cute when they use profanity.
I know, I'm that kind of mom. I think it's adorable.
It's adorable because when you hear a little voice say shit, it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
But he knows when not to say it, too. I love it. So, hang on, let me. No, it's not the Godzilla sound. Oh man, I love you guys. It is something that we're kicking around at U.S. Army WTF Moments. U.S. Army WTF Moments is considering a proposition, and actually, hang on, here we go. Let me do this right now. Let me make an announcement here. I'm able to speak for them. There we go. Let me make an announcement there. USAREC, you have competition now. What's being kicked down right now is that if you go to the main page and PM the main page and say, I want to join the U.S. Army WTF Moments will assist you. Not only will we assist you, but we will provide your packet to a lucky recruiter who's getting beat the fuck up down at the recruiting station, and we will assist you in making your mission. We have the resource. We have the technology. Because for some reason you guys aren't doing it, USAREC. We're more than happy to do it.
Didn't they come up with some rule that they weren't allowed to use social media?
Yes,
we're just
right.
filling that gap.
Well, the reason why they don't want to use social media, the reason why they're not using, they have been prohibited from using social media is because you have individuals that don't know how to fucking use it. That's the problem. And you have each of the recruiting brigades have their own wazoo fucking SOP on how to do. There is no set standard for social media stuff. You know what I mean? Like USAREC doesn't have USAREC has their Facebook page and they have all their social media, right? But a brigade or a battalion or an office doesn't follow. There's not a specific. So they say they do, but they don't, because every month we're going to collect all the social media posts that the recruiters have been told not to do, and are going to get posted. So it's going to be almost like I would say maybe every month, depending on how much traffic we get. I'd say about a quarter. U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio will provide you, the WTF Nation, records of, and we'll fucking do it. We'll even do a PowerPoint brief. Hell, I'll even brief it to you guys. Here is the WTF Nation recruiting numbers. Here's the personnel that have applied. Here are the personnel that are actually good to go. And bam, that's it. We will do your job for you, USAREC. No problem. With pride.
I want nothing to do with this PowerPoint. Let's just throw that part out there. Everything else I'm down with.
No. My point. Well, I'm just saying. Well, if there's nothing to come in, like we'll say, hey, I mean, obviously, hey, we got this one kid. He's gonna go in, blah 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 blah, and he's going to He's going to this recruiting station or whatever. You know what I mean? We're kind of do it like that. I'm so old. I was old enough to remember watching the astronauts walking on the moon. Dude, what are you talking about? I was there smoking a cigarette, saying, "What took you so long?" Yes, I am seasoned. So, that's what's being kicked around right now. Think about it. U.S. Army WTF Moments Recruiting Office.
I mean, I like it. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything if you're helping out that poor recruiter that's stuck in the middle of BFE and can't get his 2 people in a month or whatever their quota is there.
I bet you we do it. See, first off, that needs to happen with USAREC is everybody from the ranks of Sergeant First Class through Sergeant Major need to be moved the fuck out. That's it. The way I fucking see it is there's no either you change, okay? Stop with this used car salesman mentality. When I go buy because I go through vehicles like I go through wives, I go through several of them, right? I like trucks. I like cars. Like, I mean, I have motorcycles and ATVs and all that. I fucking love buying shit, right? That's just because I love, vehicles. So, I need to.
And wives.
Yeah, exactly. So I like to go to and engage with those that wish to sell me something of such type. If like, I'm thinking about getting a new 4-wheel drive. That'd be a pretty cool vehicle if it was like this. You know what? Okay. Can that fit in the garage? No, it can't fit in the garage, but it can fit in the backyard. All right, let me go ahead and get this. And then I go do the deal. I go sell the deal. When I roll up onto you and I know more about the vehicle than you have failed. The same thing about a recruiter. If you want to talk about the Army and you want to be about the Army, then you better have been in the Army. Don't go into or don't feed these kids full of bullshit. And I'm speaking to a specific recruiter right now, personally. Don't feed those fucking kids bullshit to where they're actually going up against their fucking family members. Because I'll tell you what, you're going to...
Especially when you're in a military town.
Yes.
You best believe that kid that's coming in there knows somebody that's actually into.
Correct. Now, or could have, I'm glad you bring that up, Spanky, or could have a family member,
right.
Wink, wink, in the military. So yeah, I get pretty fucking offended. Yeah, I do get offended, but I mean like offended, like I'm going to come after your ass offended, not fucking, but I get pretty pissed off when I'm having these kids being told some shit about recruiters that's not going to fucking happen, or maybe not have something given to them on purpose. It does drive me up the fucking wall. Big time. It's a T-Rex, goddammit.
Because, I had a break in service. And when I decided that I was going to come back in, I went to the local recruiting office, and it was right outside of Fort Riley. And, at first I just kind of walked in. I was just looking around, and, they hovered. And I, told them, I'm like, no, I've already been in. And I'm prior service. And they're like, the first thing that came out of this guy's mouth was, does your husband know you're here? I about lost my shit. I walked out. Happened to notice who the sergeant major was on the board, and I called him. Turns out because he was my recruiter when I came in the first time. I was mad.
I bet.
Like, why does that matter?
Yeah, exactly. Why does it matter? The whole fucking personification of the... I'm going to tell you, the old... Hey, they're almost like quack. They're like a bunch of fucking quagmires. Giggity.
That's what they wanted to... I was. And I wound up going to a different recruiting station.
Yeah, exactly.
Altogether.
They're like, all right, you want to join the Army? All right. Oh, well, check this out. We can get you this bone. You're going to go, giggity. And the next thing you know, you're like, and they're talking to these kids like they're already in.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, they're not.
No, they're still customers if you think of it like that. I mean, you're still trying to, sell them on a lifestyle. I mean, these kids are going to completely change their entire lives. I don't think I think, 10 years ago, I probably could have done it. I don't think I could now. Like, I'm basically trying to talk my baby into doing this. I think I would have a lot harder time doing it, which is, I think, why they have their age limits on how old you can be a recruiter.
Well, here's my thing. Okay. So we saw the problem. We've already got two problems. We already got one problem, one solution already for USAREC. U.S. Army WTF Moments is going to handle recruiting packets. So, so that's one. I guess you could say that's one of the things that's being kicked around, but not solidified yet. But the number one is, like I said, remove everybody who's there now who drinks the Kool-Aid. Oh yeah, from Sergeant First Class to Sergeant Major, get the fuck out. Move them out. Move them the fuck out. Put them in line units. Right.
Right.
That's it. That's the thing. It's the second thing. You have to be at least a senior staff sergeant or a sergeant first class to be a recruiter, and have to have met every gate up to platoon sergeant and have at least had a couple of deployments. And I guarantee it, you will be picking up the best of the best. You'll be picking up those who have had experience. Of that same category, I would add also as well individuals who are on permanent profile. Individuals, I mean, they have to present a soldierly appearance. If you look at the pictures of some of the recruiters, I think we got some guys that could, are good to go. You don't have to worry about their fucking, height and weight and bullshit. Because there's some guys that I know that are broke the fuck up, that have been they've lost limbs or have been wounded and are still in better fit to fight shape than some of the fucking recruiters that you see around town. The second thing, that's what I'm saying. I'd grab all of them together. So if you're on a permanent profile, you can't fucking deploy, bam, you are now going to recruiting school, or you get med-boarded out of the Army, and I guarantee it 75% of those personnel will say, I will do it. Other than the 25, you know what I mean, the 20, 35% that will say, I'm skewing a curve here, you know what I mean? I'm not really,
Right. And even those on permanent profile, because I've known so many of them, myself included, a lot of them blow up at first and then they just learn to adjust because they're so used to one certain lifestyle, and then they just have to learn a new lifestyle, and get their shit together again.
Yeah, and usually they do. I mean, it's only because of the fact that, and obviously, I'll tell you what, if you are, let's put it this way, and you want to talk about an incentive, okay? If you're a recruiter under the WTF Nation recruiting program, you won't have to take a PT test. All you have to do is make height and weight, because you'll be so busy to do PT. You know what I mean? As long as you maintain your own PT and stuff like that. However, you'll be exempt to, because when you're wounded warriors, they don't have to take a PT test for a certain period amount of time. So the same thing.
They still have to make height and weight.
Correct. But the same thing for recruiters. No PT test. No PT test. You don't give them a PT test, and then that's it. And I guarantee it, those individuals that are fucking sucking or have medical issues will be more. Again, I'm telling you right now, you're putting the guys out of the Army right now, there is your recruiting pool. We don't know why we can't get enough recruiters. Wait a minute. You don't know how you're getting recruiters? They're even considering lowering the standards of the recruiting hiring pool. Because, it's supposed to be a position of trust, right? Being a recruiter.
Right.
Because we can either, I'll tell you what, USAREC, we can either play nice, or we can really start revealing the inbox about recruiters and recruiting. Why do you think the memes are just fucking, you think that's all we got is the memes? By the way, Jose's back to work. You notice that? Have you seen Jose up on the net?
I did notice that today. I was like, oh my goodness, where has he been?
He said he had to go on media blackout. I don't know what's going on with him. So yeah, Jose's back to work. So yeah.
Like someone let him back out.
I guess
I'm worried now.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what's happening, but he's back, and I would. So again, the memes are just like I said. Stories are starting to form. There's enough detail in the inbox to release a USAREC story every month, and until this time next year. So there's even a hunt out for us. Who are the WTF admins?
Ooh, a hunt.
Oh yeah, they're trying to hunt. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, who are the WTF admins? Call the show now and tell us who the WTF admins are. I love it. It's exciting. This is exciting. It is. It's fucking awesome. I love it. So every month, all the way out, we have names. We have the technology. Every month, it's a story. We're just trying to highlight some stuff to tell you, sir. Look, that was just a part. So what will we cover? We already covered what's being proposed. We already had the first issue with personnel and shortage of recruiters, so that we just solved that problem.
Right.
And now increased pay. You increase the pay of a recruiter, he'll want to recruit. Sorry, money talks in this environment now. Look what they're doing with the SFAB. Look what they're doing with all these special operations MOSs that get extra pay and stuff. And that fucking happens. So guess what? Give them more pay. Give them more pay, and then for their rank, they'll be considered exceptionally qualified for their next position. So, like I said, there are senior staff sergeants or sergeant first classes, they will get full credit for whatever their squad leading platoon sergeant time they need to make master sergeant. And then when they get to master sergeant, we'll give them a choice, and we'll give them a bonus. You want some more money? Then be a 79 whatever. If you want to reclass from a detailed whatever, I guarantee it. With that type of mentality, and you have more combat experienced individuals in there, your pool will increase. Make the recruiting duty after because it's considered a hardship assignment, just like it would be considered Korea. Make it no more than 24 months. 24 months recruiting duty with a 1 year extension. If you want to go 1 year, you want to extend 1 more year. Say I'm at the 20. Me and you are recruiters, and we're at the 23rd month. USAREC comes out with a policy that says, you know what? If you want to stay a recruiter, we'll give you an additional $150 dara to stay 12 months after. So 3 years, and that's it. Because of the stress involved. Because I tell you what, there's some recruiters that I'm surprised are not. Hang on. There are some recruiters in the inbox that I know that are doing some things to themselves because of their situation that they've been in. I guarantee it. It would be so much better than to have that incentive than, whatever. And then that's it. And then recruiting, everybody does that. You either do one or two things in the Army when you get to a specific rank, and if you're able to do it, everybody should at least be a drill sergeant or a recruiter. You're already making it like suffrage whatever for it. Fucking might as well do it. If you make it part of the promotion, because you're sending individuals to like battle staff and all these other weird ass fucking courses that probably don't mean shit.
Right, and then you're like me and get sent to battle staff and spend the rest of your career in S3.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like you said,
exactly what happens.
No,
like
that's what I'm saying. But I was saying about.
You think you're fortunate to get a battle staff slot because that's what you're told when you're a young staff sergeant, and don't really know. Oh, you want this slot because it's the hardest school the Army has, and that's what you're told. And I didn't know any better, so I go and, like I said, spend the next 10 years in the Army in S3s.
No, but like you said, it's everyone should do staff time though. That's everybody's thing.
Yeah,
but that's it. You know what I mean? There should be, like, for instance, now that you have master sergeants going through MLC, now that you have that course, they should do away with battle staff and put battle staff in MLC, if that makes any sense. MLC is now the new super knock, because you have
super knock.
Yeah.
Like
So you have B knock, you have A knock, you have super knock, and now you have knock lock. So so that way you have so you have all the knocks knocked out. So you have B knock, which is obviously the for Bucksarm and shit. Or I'm sorry, you have PLDC for Bucksarm. Then you have B knock for squad lead, platoon sergeant, whatever. And then you have super lock for mass sergeant. And then you have knock lock for sergeant major. And that's it. There you go.
right. So the recruiters,
So you don't have to worry about going to battle staff because MLC now should have battle staff in there. They should integrate battle staff, which blows me away when people are trying to figure out how to fucking build this course. It's easy. Make it battle staff. Make it battle staff. That way motherfuckers know how to S3 right. And that point, when you're a master sergeant, at least when you go and when you're done with the graduated course, you could either be a first sergeant or a staff weenie, which, that's kind of the way the Army works. There's some guys that have to buy their time to get more battalion experience before they become a first sergeant, or they're just some individuals that just have the gift to be a first sergeant. And it's just the way it works, you know what I mean? Or timing. It doesn't matter. Everything in the Army is timing anyways. So you've solved that problem, right? So now we talk about money. We talk about personnel. What else? Oh, policies. Policies that are written at the brigade level should have to get approved by the command level. So if one command is saying everybody has to work on fucking Saturday, but another brigade doesn't have to work every fucking Saturday, Saturday duty for recruiting should be like staff duty. It should exactly be like
brilliant
staff.
idea. How hard is that?
How hard is that? Who's got duty? You have a what? You have a CQ, You have a runner and you have the duty NCO, right? That's easy to do. That's your fucking that is your weekend duty. Your weekend duty could be anything. Who's got duty to? Oh, we got you fucking do your own schedule, shit like that. Show up to work, open up the shop, and early, or don't even open the shop at all. Just go to the fucking or sit your. What I think everybody should do is at least on a recruiting office should open the fucking after chow. After chow, first off, because civilians might be slipping in, or they might be fucking doing something else on the weekend. And if you minimize the hours, then you're not going to have anybody there. So open up for 12. 12 to fucking 1700, 1800, fuck it. And that's your staff duty. That will be like your duty. You have duty weekends or something like that. That's your duty. Everybody rotates the fuck out.
And then I know from seeing all the comments, that's one of the biggest complaints is them not having any time with their families. And I'm sure that that's the family's biggest complaints when, their soldier is on recruiting duty. Okay, so if they only have to do it 1 weekend a month and that's their weekend, or even if it's 2 weekends a month, however, small or large these stations are, they can plan it then. Okay, I know they're working this weekend. I won't make any plans. Or I know I have off this weekend. I can make plans.
Like the rest, have a rotation. Like the rest of the Army.
Exactly.
Like the rest, and the incentives go to the recruiters that have, that do good on their mission. Sorry. The Army has to start showing people that we want fucking winners. That it is a competition. That you do get rewarded for being the fucking best. Otherwise, everybody's got a fucking trophy bullshit's got to fucking stop. So if you are the best recruiter of your station, you get tickets to go and take your family to a goddamn fucking football game or baseball game or go hang out with a celebrity. Because the senior leadership aren't the ones that should be hanging out with fucking Matt Best or hanging out with fucking, hanging out with some of the fucking, like going out and doing fucking these bullshit fucking staff rides and shit like that. Or spending millions of dollars to go visit a fucking whatever site, and they're all senior leaders. Why don't you send that fucking buck sergeant who was the top recruiter at his fucking station to something like that? I'm sorry, Joseph, for speaking common sense, but that's the way we work here at Sergeant's Time. It's common sense, man. Sorry.
No, but that's exactly it. That is common sense, and that is also another incentive that goes along with that extra pay that you were just talking about.
Exactly.
Like, they're working towards something.
They're working towards the incentive.
Like, hey,
exactly.
I want to go to that
exactly.
game
or
whatever.
Fuck yeah, exactly. Hey, we got tickets coming up for this fucking game at wherever, and all that. Now, the incentive for everybody at the senior ranks. Hey, Ice, I heard you're like gonna fucking retire in a few years. How about for your fucking Twilight tour, we make you in charge of a fucking of a station, and or a brigade or a battalion or whatever for your last hoorah. You want to do it as a recruiter? You want to be a recruiter, Sergeant Major or CSM or something like that for your last hoorah? And it's going to be near and it's stateside. You don't have to worry about all this bullshit and all that stuff. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. You'll get some fuckers to be able to do that. Joseph Johnson. Quiet. Shh. We love you, Joe. You've been paying attention to You've been paying attention to the stories or something like that, Joseph. So yeah. I guarantee it. You are upending the whole thing. You are attacking the recruiters. And you are attacking your people for the way society is. You're failing your fucking teammates downrange. You're fucking fucked up. You're fucking failure as a leader. Motherfucker is a recruiter. Sorry. The leading at that point's done. That should be credit for like promotions, like if you were a platform person. Like if you're an instructor or something like that. Could I be a good fucking recruiter? I don't fucking know. I've never done it. However, I've seen recruiters suck so bad that I know what not to fucking do. Ooh, God, dude, this is some cheesy ass fucking lines. Where'd you learn that? Well, I learned at the recruiting office. They taught us how to do that. But you sound like a used car. Hey, I'm expecting him to come out with a fucking Saturday Night Fever fucking suit with a fucking slicked hair and a fucking toothpick in his mouth, going, "Hey, you want to join the army? Get it. I'm in the army. You want to join the army? Yeah. Slick your hair back and all sorts of shit.
You want to see the world?
You want to see
college
the world?
fun?
You want to come?
feel like all these book responses would not be what
Yeah.
would work.
But they're so cheesy. You know what I mean? They're like
Exactly.
it's fucking cheesy. We don't understand why we can't connect with our youth, Matt Damon. No shit. We know why you can't connect with the youth. Hey, giggity giggity. And stop fucking the prospects.
Oh boy.
Because we got those in the inbox too. Yeah. So if you really want to play dirty. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So that was, so what was I at? So we were talking about the personnel for recruiters. We're talking about the pay, the incentives, the promotions, and all this other stuff. And then we're talking about the end of career stuff like that. And then finally, remove the civilian quotient from the command that is up there at USAREC and or possibly the Army Marketing and Research Group, or AMRG. These are the guys that are in charge of all the. These are the guys that said, "Me, oh, you have me," and also the Army Strong, Army One, all that shit. They're the ones that are in charge of that shit that have epically failed.
Oh,
Epic.
like that keeps changing, when there's other services
Epic.
that, have had the same one that works.
Epic. Oh man, God, I always wait. Everyone, who's playing the fucking Super Bowl? I don't give a fuck. I just want to know what Marine Corps commercial is going to come out, because they always come out with some badass ones. Like this last one, holy shit, badass. Yeah, Pookie, exactly. You want to play Call of Duty on your knife? Hey, you want to play Call of Duty in real life? All right. That's what they remind me of, a bunch of little fucking quagmires and shit. All right.
No, tell me I can play GTA in real life. I'll sign up again.
Yeah, really. That's fucking unreal, man. Like I said, it just blows me the fuck away. We don't understand how we're not connecting with their people. So I got an idea. So here's their thinking. I got an idea. Let's just get everybody who used to be a recruiter and then pull them from the units and make them recruiters again. Yeah. Everyone's nodding their heads. Yeah. Good idea. Yeah. This is a great plan. Yeah. Are you fucking for real? Let's invade Afghanistan while we're at it, too. Let's go for it. Fuck it. Have you seen that new Avengers movie? It's called Afghanistan Infinity War.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, man.
I'll get around.
You'll get around. It's
No.
okay. It's an Infinity War. Come on. Let's keep going. Come on, don't worry about it. It'll come around.
I'm sure we'll get back there
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Oh, my God. It's fucking shit. I when Greg Claw was talking about, would would you want to go to war with this? We have not gone like up in fucking war. You know what I mean? We have been in conflict. We've been fucking, we've been stacking bodies.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. We're going out and stack. But we've not been like, whoa, like tank on tank, jets on jets, shit like that. We came close. We ain't doing that shit. You can. That's right. Exactly, Joe. Somebody getting a kickback or something like that does make you think. Actually, somebody was getting a kickback. That's why there's been a massive overhaul of that group. But yeah, I'm done. Every time I see it, it frustrates me, and I feel sorry for those recruiters, man. I do. I mean, there's some guys that are really trying their hardest to do what they got to do, and then they have the toxic leaders. And then, anytime something is posted on the main page, immediately they don't have no Army values. Wait a minute, dude. That's like you know what it reminds me of? That's like Hillary Clinton going off on everybody because WikiLeaks leaked all of her fucking bullshit, and then she's saying that WikiLeaks is a fuck. You shouldn't believe them. But she's not denying that she did her shit. Does that make sense?
Right? I mean, they sure did believe. What's that one guy's name that dumped all this stuff to WikiLeaks? They sure believed him.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy, not the girl. The guy. They believed that guy.
Oh man, fuck,
Yeah, I don't like to say that guy's name. But you're exactly right. Like they'll jump on, like, anytime anybody says anything negative on the main page, there's, that group that rises up and, comes to defend, and you always puts those Army value. I call them buzzwords when they're used like that. And no, they're really not. But if you have to use them in that context, to me, it's just like, yeah, you're just talking out your ass now, and I don't listen to a word you say.
Yeah, it just, you know, you don't have no army value. We caught you. We caught you. You're not denying the fact that you're fucking these recruiters over. God, I feel sorry for these kids. I want to adopt all. I want to be all your first sergeant. I want to be everybody's first sergeant. These poor recruiters, man. Fire all of them.
ICE's home for wayward recruiters
Yeah,
of excellence.
of excellence. Exactly. Welcome to the ICE wayward home for recruiters. You got a fucked up recruiting station? ICE will be your first sergeant. How could you be a first sergeant of all these recruiting stations? Fuck, I could do it.
And we will go to this plan that you have laid out over this first hour.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll start with, main page prospects.
Yeah, exactly.
Increasing the pay. Getting rid of AMAG.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, this is the whole fucking thing, man. This is unreal.
I still would love to know whose idea it was, and just find, because it's probably one guy that decided that bringing back past recruiters to recruit again was a good idea, which I think is probably the worst idea ever, because if they wanted to still recruit, they would have switched over to 79 Romeo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because I'm sure that's an option for every successful recruiter, and everybody that does their detailed recruiting time and didn't get kicked out was successful. Because they will kick you out if you're completely unsuccessful. Like I said, I've seen people come back to units and stuff that just could not cut it as recruiters. Not that they were bad NCOs, they just.
Oh, I know. I know personally of NCOs that were badass NCOs. They got there and just sucked at recruiters, and USAREC destroyed them. USAREC destroyed their vision of the Army, their vision of what the Army should be, the faith in the NCO Corps, all fucking done in one fatal. And they were great fucking NCOs, and they came back. They're still great NCOs, and they did their best with it, like you said, Spanky. Some of them just don't have the gift.
And unfortunately, the luck of the draw, like those DA select things, it pulled them for that. And wish they had pulled them to be a drill sergeant instead, because they would have been excellent on the trail and not in a recruiter's office. Oh, it just breaks my heart that just like that's where they should have been, not in a mall somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Pookie, do you want to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women? All right, join the Army. Get giddy. I'm serious, man. It's just fucking crazy. Everyone's thinking I'm being too fucking harsh, or saying, hey, maybe you should give me a discussion. Why do you feel that this, or why do you think that all these people should get relieved and all this other stuff? Hey, it's not working. It's really not working. If all of a sudden you've had all these years of nobody fucking joining the military, and you've had crappy marketing, you could do a Hollywood fucking video of make it look so baller badass, but if you're not telling a fucking story, or you're not, if none of that shit's fucking resonating with the audience they're trying to get to make you want to, cause you got those kids that really do feel they want to serve their country, and that should be the theme, right? That's what the Marines do. You want to be a Marine? You want to first, you may serve your country. You want to be a Marine. Yeah, that's what they do it. You want to be a Marine? They're all Marine. Bellawood, Raw, Leatherneck, Iwo Jima. They like fucking instill that shit. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, fucking pride. I want to fucking be a Marine. Fucking that was a pride. Accelerate your life. Dum dum dum. We got a fucking heavy metal guy, fucking group in there to do their theme song. Navy, dum dum dum. Exhilarate your life. Ready to go, right? No fucking problem.
Right. No, I think the last time the Army didn't have to sell the Army was, you know, right after 9/11, and that's when everybody joined for those reasons, and you didn't need a slogan or a motto or anything like that. I remember getting my first privates that joined right after 9/11, and I will never forget those two. But and after that, you know, you had to go back to, you know, selling it again, and it wasn't just about patriotism or everything else. It's just like, you know, you don't see that on the Army commercials like you do on the Marine commercials. You just can see the guy in a uniform like, shit, I want to be that guy on a Marine commercial.
You want to be a Marine? Well, because they talk about in the end, after all that, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about your brothers and sisters as Marines.
Right.
You know? Service guarantee.
That's what they show on their commercials.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just everyone has an issues. Well, if you feel, what I hate is when people go, well, you think you got a better idea, then just fucking hear it. Okay, I just fucking told you the better idea, and you don't want to listen to it. You don't even want to entertain it. You want to know why the Russians are kicking our ass when it comes to information operations and fucking social media attacks? Yeah. Nobody wants to fucking listen to it. You got guys right now I know that got fucking master's degrees and PhDs and shit like that from MIT that are badass little fucking coders, but you want to put them in the fucking motor pool. We got something in the inbox that blew my fucking mind that I thought was so fucking awesome, and I hope they post it. Great shit. Great shit. It's fucking awesome. I just can't fucking believe that they're not listening to them. General Perkins, come out of retirement, please.
I'm going to send him the link to, you know, join our team. I'm going to do that during the break.
No, we're talking about joining the army. Well, no, not join us, join the army. I'm telling you, because it's on. You, Surek, I bet you we could get more recruits than you. Present them.
I meant for General Perkins to join our team. I'm
yeah. So, yeah, that'd work. Said General Perkins. Yeah, I think General Perkins. I think he'd be awesome on WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments. What the fuck you gonna do to him? He's General Perkins.
Right.
I just think it's awesome that fucking, you know, I like I was telling the guys before, this is he was one of the, you know, was one of those generals that was inspiring to you and shit like that you felt, oh, this dude could be like the fucking next Patton or the next, you know, the great, great generals, you know, we don't have that anymore. Now they're memes. You know what I mean? It's the same way you fucking do. I mean, there's not too many badasses out there that fucking, you know, that have actually practiced what they preached. You're in charge of a command that has soldiers wanting to fucking start fucking shotguns. How are you saying you're worried about families and shit like that? You're presenting an image. You are the outward image of the Army to the United States, to our nation, to our civilian population. God damn. Unfreaking real. So yeah, I'm pretty pissed off at you. Like I said, I'm pissed off at you, Sarek, on a personal, family level. And also, so, you know, the bullshit of my former soldiers that have gone out and you know, I used to say to my soldiers before they go to recruiting, you never know, fucking keep your head up. It's one of those things, whatever. Now, when I find out one of my soldiers is going on to do fucking recruiting, I'm gonna be like, dude, hang on for the fucking ride, bro. Keep your fucking head down. Trust no one. As long as you go with that, then you'll never be disappointed. Trust me. Yeah, I'll say it.
It's sad that you have to say it, but it's true. I mean, it is. It's sad that you have to say it.
Well, with that, we gotta take a break. I've been ranting and blah, 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 blah. I've been like your dog. All.
You need a cookie?
Yeah, I need a cookie. So we're gonna take a break right quick, and then we'll be back. So shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
All right, we're back. Part 2, Sergeant's Time. Already getting word that there's some people on USARED getting banned and complaining and crying and all sort of shit because of some of the comments that we've been making. Good. There are some people that are getting offended by what we're saying from USARED. Please, USARED, keep commenting. Oh my God. Can it get any better or not? I'm just saying this is the most awesome stuff. Anyways. What else are we gonna talk about? Oh yeah. Hey, so check this out. There's been incidents going on overseas, and it's kind of crazy. I didn't even think about this, but China has been reported using laser beams against U.S. pilots in Djibouti. So I guess there's a base nearby, Camp Lemonnier in Djibouti. And the Chinese troops are using high-powered lasers to, like, blast the fucking pilots in the face. They're like literally blasting them, like, high-powered. Like, the motherfuckers are getting hurt. Everyone, of course, is saying, oh, no, China's just using that to scare the birds away from its airfield. No. So everyone's asking, what is Djibouti? Djibouti's an African base, is a base in Africa that's right across from Yemen. It's on the Horn of Africa, and so they've been there for a while, forever and a day. But it is the only U.S. station presence in Africa, on the continent of Africa. We're not talking about the little bases and stuff that everybody else is running, but that's the only place that is, like, no shit, a legit base set up there. The Chinese facility is the Beijing first overseas military base, and it's right across from, Camp Lemonnier. The military is saying that the Chinese troops are using high-powered lasers to interfere with their flights. And, of course, we're like, all right, fucking anybody who's flying over fucking Djibouti, then don't look at the Chinese base because you'll get your eyeballs lased. Which, I don't even know how they're able to do it. How can they get
So it's not sharks with laser beams through their head?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It looks like what I'm looking at, I'm reading it's about 8 miles from our base there.
Yeah.
Their bases.
Yeah, the way they're set up is really weird. It's really weird how they're set up.
Yeah, obviously, I've never been over there, so I'm not sure.
That is the third hottest point in the planet. So if you think there's a place that could be hot, that is the epitome of Africa hot. That place is in Djibouti. There are places hotter, but yeah, it doesn't. After 145 degrees, you don't give up. You don't pay it. There's not really you don't pay attention to shit. You know what I mean? So that installation has been there since, like I said, back in the day, and it's a primary fucking hub for us going out there and fucking stacking bodies on Africa. Sorry, that's fucking bad guys want to go into Africa and fuck people up. Then I guess we're gonna go up there and fuck people up. So Chinese military observers again, so they're like, oh, we're just doing this to scare the birds. These lasers that they're talking about, we're not talking about little lasers that you have like on your fucking pen. You know what I mean? Those little pointers. It's not one of those. It's like those big tank fucking blasters. So when they're saying, oh, we're just doing this to scare birds, what are they, frying them? Because that's what they're doing. It's like using those. It's like a big fucking. It's like using the WTF Death Star on a bird. That's how much. You know what I mean?
So maybe they're hungry and trying to shoot the birds out of the sky. They come down cooked. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out too. I'm reading it. I'm like, that doesn't seem like you're gonna just scare a bird out the sky.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna like vaporize that little thing, you know. So the Chinese started working on that on their own base right across from ours back in 2016. And of course, you know, China's saying, oh, it's only a resupply hub. Excuse me? Oh, it's only for us to resupply our ships. Oh, okay, so you're not going to do anything military? No, only resupply. Okay, resupply. Got it. No, it ended up fucking, as soon as it was getting built up, they were there doing fucking live fire exercises, and they got 1,000 troops stationed there. 1,000. Already. No, we're only here for resupply. You guys haven't been paying attention what's up with China? They're like fucking doing some shady ass shit. Great food, but I'm just saying they're doing some shady ass shit. I'm just saying.
I was reading that there's like German, Spanish, Italian, Japanese forces, and a lot of them are there for anti-piracy patrols.
Correct.
You know,
yeah.
Maybe that's what China's doing. You know, like,
well,
I don't know.
Well, because
Great war on the pirates there.
Yarg.
Captain now.
Exactly. Ready to fight tonight. Yarg. There's the pirates there, right? So no, they had the Somali pirates. You know, like that. Look at me. I am the captain now. Those pirates. Yeah. You are not going to bully this. We got the Chinese shooting birds with lasers. They're like, look at this bird. This bird was burnt.
So maybe the lasers are on the fucking shark's head.
Yeah, maybe exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. You're not going to bully this. You see this here? This bird was burnt with a laser. Oh man, I love it. I just think it's funny as shit. Fucking, you know, just sit there watching a bird. Oh look, there's birds flying. It gets zapped up. We're only here for a resupply. Oh man, sorry. Someone dropped that in the news thing. I'm like, hey, look, they're blasting some shit in Djibouti. Yeah. So I mean, again, the Chinese have nothing there but to build fucking tank trails and tank highways for their, you know. I mean, come on, they're taking advantage of the situation with their resources. They're not there for anything good, like you said. Exactly that, cause they're not there for anything you do. It's all military. There is no. Unless they're like using the lasers to export Szechuan chicken, that's not what's fucking. Can I say that? Is that cool? Am I gonna get like fucking Facebook banned or something like that? Or,
I approve. I think you're good. Like I make the rules tonight or something. I don't know. It sounds fine to me.
But I'm just saying, I don't want to sound like, I don't want to get in trouble, but whatever. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, so China is like saying, oh, we're here for resupply, and we had to make sure that we have a good resupply. So yeah, whatever, man, whatever. I'm just getting fucking done of all these other countries taking advantage of us and shit. Ooh, I don't want to sound like the president, but this motherfucker is like taking advantage of us and shit, and we just like don't do anything. However, apparently there are some hostages that were detained in Korea, and they're getting released.
I heard about that.
Just like 3 of them, and right before the summit with everybody involved in the Pacific region, this is fucking crazy. I almost don't know. I almost don't know. Fuck, man. I don't even know I don't even know how to. This is fucking surreal.
I know. Well, when you think about it, like our entire lives, we've technically, North and South Korea has been at war, and they may not be soon. And there is actually, it may be more than just signing a pretty piece of paper. I know you've never been, but I have spent, a total of 4 years in Korea, and the older generation obviously knows what happened. The younger generation protests and asks for the continent to be reunified and everything. And they may be very well getting what they want. and to me it is. It's completely surreal, and if they really do, like, actually take steps to, not just, shake hands and do a dog and pony show.
Hostages of excellence. Sorry. I saw that. Good one, Joe.
All right. But like I said, and, releasing hostages, doing actual, things, not just signing a piece of paper, I will start to be, okay, this is not just for show.
Well, they've already. They're already. How do I say this? They're already talking about the withdrawal of 14,000 soldiers there. Matt has said the withdrawal of 14,000 U.S. troops there on the peninsula is a consideration. Are you fucking for real?
But are we talking about, like, okay?
We're talking about
my thoughts
withdrawal.
on that. Are we talking about, like?
No.
The soldiers that are actually stationed there are the ones that are on rotations there.
No.
Because that's too easy to stop a rotation.
No. They're talking about people who are there, like bases there. Rotational stuff will probably happen because it's only a brigade. Because I know rotational exercises are usually done with a brigade and a couple support elements. So that's not that many people. So at one time, there's not that much except for whatever exercises. However, those exercises are going to be canceled. South Korea, they've already said, hey, we're not going to do these exercises now. So I'm thinking, okay, so now they're not going to do that. They're talking about pulling troops away. And then all of a sudden, oh, hello, here's the 3 hostages, please. And the next thing you know, fuck. Is this kid serious? Does he really want a McDonald's or something? I have a feeling that this is like, he's really seeing the desperation and shit. And I'll be honest with you. Do you know who
Maybe he is.
Yeah, but do you know who I want to give credit to? And I can't believe I'm saying this.
Go on.
Dennis Rodman. Think about it. Dennis Rodman went over there and said, "Yo, dog, you come over to Korea, get some girlies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Put a nose ring in your mouth, and get some information from the worm. You know what I'm saying? I'll help you out." And, it seemed like there was just all of a sudden after Dennis Rodman went over there and visited and all this other shit. And then he went and fucking did some shit, crazy ass shit. And then, what, did he visit twice or something like that?
He's been visiting for a while, though. I
Yeah.
mean, way before, like, even when his dad was still still alive, though, wasn't he? I'm gonna have to look that up because I think he went before, little Cartman here, Asian Cartman was in charge. Oh gosh, I know he went way back when, like before. I'm gonna have to look up the dates. He's been over there several times though.
Yeah, I'm just saying the release of the hostages, the discussion of families being brought together, the denuclearization of the peninsula, the removal of all soldiers stationed in the area, because everything else can just be like you said, Spanky, can be rotational, along with the Pacific Fleet, right? So. It almost feels like this is fucking surreal, dude. I mean, think about it. That you fucking think about how this went down, and think about how everybody who was talking about diplomatic fuckers that talk around going, yes, it's all about soft power, and we have to be diplomatic, and there has to be diplomacy that has to be involved. Negotiations are so hard. Like they were down talking to everybody. And who shows up to go break the ice? No pun intended. Dennis Rodman. And then you know who goes over there and unfucks everything and starts to fucking make deals and shit like that? Who was being told that he was going to be the purveyor of World War III? Who nobody wanted this motherfucker to be elected to begin with? The President Trump. He is making heads explode. He is making everybody go nuts. He went over within 48 hours of Secretary of State Pompeo being fucking, considered for. He fucking just said, fuck it. I don't give a fuck about being nominated yet or getting certified or whatever you want to call it. He fucking went over there and just fucking started talking to him. Everyone was like, the Secretary of State nominee. They didn't say he was confirmed yet. nominee went to go talk to fucking Kim Jong. The fucking nominee, dude. The nominee. It's like you're not even the commander yet, and you're going over there fucking handling business. I'm gonna go ahead and deploy my troops because I'm not the commander yet, but I'm deploying my troops anyways. But they're my troops. Fuck off. So I'm thinking that there was something going on at the Department of State that nobody was fucking saying. You know what I mean? But I think there was more diplomacy shit going on that people weren't led to believe. Yeah, exactly that, Casey. Thank you. I was just, man, get out of my head, woman. I guess my mind is open today. Knob Creek is literally.
I honestly think that, maybe North Korea thinks that, okay, the United States actually has a president now that may be more than just talk and, follow up on some of his threats. And like now it's like a now or never type of thing, and then that maybe he wants some McDonald's.
I'm telling you, man, exactly that. Could you realize that our foreign diplomacy was being successfully handled by two contestants and the fucking creator of The Apprentice?
And I'm sure they see that show.
They
get a little bit of internet.
I want the one to go ahead and talk about. Oh, what the fuck you say, dude? Fucking Donald Trump. You're fired. You're fired. Okay, fuck, dude. But think about that, dude. Think about that shit. This is what's making the other party or the Trump opponents. Because even in the Republican Party, there's fucking Trump opponents. Everyone's fucking feeling sorry for John McCain, but that motherfucker's talking out of his ass all the way till his death because he's saying fuck it. He has, the way I see it. Once you're in the family, and you're elected president, and he is representing your party, you should stay loyal to the fucking party. Because then there's not going to be anybody going to be left standing when he starts saying, he can actually say, I will say this, that Trump can actually say, I did this. All the never Trumpers and the opposing parties on the Democratic side of the house, they can, credit. You can't take any credit now because you were so opposed of Trump doing everything that he just went out and fucking did it himself with a few selected individuals. So basically him, as in he led the effort by himself because motherfuckers leaving high and dry. Think about that shit. The cast of The Apprentice denuclearized fucking North Korea. I fucking love it.
I mean, they do got some bomb-ass chicken in South Korea, so maybe that was it. I don't know.
Chicken?
But
Are you
no,
sure
I
it's
really
chicken?
do believe it is that. That's just my personal opinion. Is either the situation up north is, they have a younger leader. Maybe he really did just think, okay, this is stupid. We should not have to live like this. I would like to think that, being a little bit of optimist sometimes, and maybe he was like, this can change. I don't know. Just want to think like that for just a few seconds and think, okay, I can change this and, take steps to reunify with the South.
Never thought that would be a big point that nobody wants to talk about. When you think about it, you know what I mean? I would think these are groundbreaking. I'm glad that this media wasn't around during the fall of the fucking Berlin Wall and the collapse of the Soviet Union. So fucking glad this media was not there back in the day. Everyone didn't give a fuck at that point who did it. They were just happy. Everyone was just happy as fuck that it was happening.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I remember it happening. I was younger, but I do remember it happening. I remember seeing it on the news. That you could only see like at 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock if you missed it.
What are you talking about, Spanky? I was so pissed off. No, I'm
like
saying no. I was no. When
there wasn't 24-hour news cycles.
No, exactly. No. How do you think I felt? I was joining the army when the wall was falling, and you know what was pissing me off? My pencil was breaking when I was filling out my goddamn enlistment contract because I was joining to fight Ivan. When the wall was falling, everybody said that the Russians were gonna fucking try to just roll right in and try to fucking take back all the countries. You know what I mean? They were gonna pick a couple of countries that they were gonna fucking take, and then everybody else is gonna fall on their own. So at the time, the army was like, "Oh, fucking Ivan's gonna come," crazy Ivan, raw, And so they thought that was going to happen. And again, everyone was jumping up and down, happy as fuck. You know, the Scorpions fucking singing their Winds of Change song and shit like that played over and fucking over and over and over again. Because, I mean, naturally, everyone was happy. Fucking, there was the fall of, pretty much the fall of communism in Europe. Checkpoint Charlie was getting dismantled. It was just a big shift. You know, the army was like fucking happy and jumping up and down going, yay, now we could leave. You know, there was just, people were fucking excited about it. Even the news supporting the U.S. and supporting the president at the time, who they didn't like, which was Reagan. Happy as fuck that the wall was falling. Now look at this historical event happening now. Ending, what is it, 53 years or something like that? How long has it been going on? Since 1953, so yeah, so it's been a few, it's been a few decades. So a decades old, you know, people coming back, you know, fucking, dude, it's fucking unreal. But the media doesn't give a fuck. They're worried about a fucking big foreheaded fucking porn star who's now getting her fucking mojo back because, you know, fucking she's now getting the limelight again.
Right. And you brought up a good point. It's like, you know, the country was happy. And, you know, I was a teenager. I was an itty bitty, you know, I was a young teenager. And when the Berlin Wall fell and everybody was, you know, supporting our president at the time. I even remember that. And I lived overseas at the time. But I still remember that. But now it's like, you know, it wasn't like Reagan went over there and tore down the wall himself, but he did have a role to play in that, which I'm sure, you know, President Trump has a role to play in what is happening in North and South Korea right now. You know, it's world politics. There is no way he does not have a part to play in this. Yeah, I'm sure, but you know, but there's people that are going to say that he's the one that, you know, brokered the deal all by himself. You know, those completely, you know, pro-Trump supporters, that he can do absolutely no wrong. And then there's the ones that are going to say that, you know, he had absolutely nothing to do with this. This had to been, the ground was laid for this way before he came in, because they can't stand anything that he does, no matter what.
And do you know what the South Koreans said and the North Koreans said? No, it was Trump that did this. I love it. They're like, they're trying to influence the fucking the president of South Korea saying, are you guys gonna put this guy in for a Nobel Peace Prize? And people are like going, bro, triggered, bro, triggered, tap out affliction, bro. You know, they're fucking going nuts. They don't know what to fucking do.
I mean, he could have went over there and actually, you know, showed him like doing it himself, and there will still be people like, no, he had nothing to do with this, because, you know, they just can't. That's just how divided our country is right now. There are going to be people that, you know, doesn't matter. They could see proof in front of their face. If Trump did it, they just did something wonderful. He could cure cancer in front of their eyes, and they would find something wrong with it.
No, you're right about that. They would do that. They would be, Donald Trump introduces a new serum that cures cancer and can revive babies. No, he's racist against porn star. She's want to call her a porn star. I mean, she looks a little run down, but it's okay, I guess. You know, throwing yourself out there
and
like
I'm
that.
So sick of hearing about her. I don't care. Does his wife care? She probably doesn't. So why do we? I didn't care about Lewinsky back then. I don't care about, not my business. It's between them and their wives, and let them deal with that.
But it didn't help the fact that it didn't help that we have individuals within our own Congress and our own government that are of the same party, unquote, like they want to say that they're part of that are helping him along. They're helping the hate along. Because I'll be honest with you, I think the reason why he gets caught in media, whatever, is because he's not used to, and nobody is used to somebody fighting back. Like, if you ever watch his interview styles when he's holding a press conference, Mr. President, what do you think about this? Go fuck yourself. Next question. Mr. President, what do you think about this? I didn't give an answer like that, but go fuck off. Next question. But no, eat a dick. What would you do? You know what I mean? Just little fucking shit like that. Why are you asking me this question? The media fucking doesn't help it either. When the media, like for instance, did you realize there have been several initiatives that have been going on in the last week for kids in inner cities, African American kids, talking about the race summit that he's about ready to have. And guess who just came on board? Fucking Kanye West is coming on board. This is a collaboration with a large African American leader who's going to come to the White House and have a racial summit. And it is there for African American leaders and everybody else of color to come and discuss the racial issues that he is literally fucking going to have and hold this. And the majority of the African American leaders are supportive of this. No one's fucking talking about that. You know what? I looked at my bonds because, I use Wu-Tang Investments. I'm not here to endorse Wu-Tang, but, I'm just fucking around. But, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. I will say this. My taxes did not take a hit. My investments did not take a hit. The money that I'm saving for my kids did not take a hit. Because, I mean, granted, I have my own, save, money that I'm saving off for my kids. So that way when, I'm gone, they have something and all that. Then I have my, my ex-wife's fucking pot. Anyways, my point being is that I have nothing to complain about. I still have all my guns. I now get to be savage as fucking as I want now because the individuals who wouldn't let me be savage are now getting their faces fucking slammed for holding back that type of speech, which is freedom of speech. But no one sees these accomplishments. No, really, I'll be honest with you. This may sound fucked up. I don't want to go to a fucking strip club because it reminds me of fucking that bitch. I don't want to go to a fucking. You want to see a porn? No. Any blondes with any Pornhub channels with blondes in it? I don't want to fucking see it. That she's going out there and the way she's talking now, it's almost like, dude, you are really, really, really seeking attention. Talk about fucking tag chasing. I don't get it. Cause had a point. Trump cured cancer. Curing cancer is racist. It's just unreal. I don't get it. As the commander in chief now, from 2010 was it? When was it that we pulled out of Iraq? From 2010.
Oh, gosh.
2010 or something like that, or 2011 or 2012. Anyways, around that time we pulled out of Iraq. All of our forces got pulled out of Iraq. And from then until now, up until like last year, that's what this whole thing fucking got created with ISIS, the Arab Spring, all shit happened, right? Within a fucking year, those cave monkeys were destroyed. Gone. Dismantled. Fucked up. Now it gets to the point to where anybody's going to get nominated for anything. Something that they did when they were a fucking private. Or something they did when they're not. Like right now, I, as ICE, could not openly say, "Hi, I'm ICE and I'm running for office." Bro, do you know you were ICE for WTF Nation Radio and he called everybody cave monkeys?
We all have stuff in our closet. I mean, like, I would hate to go back and think what's all in mine. I don't even remember.
My closet is a fucking hanger. It is not a closet. It is not a fucking closet. And I don't care. I don't plan on, running for office or something like that. But it's now everyone's got to be fucking, well, most of it too is because bitches don't know how to keep their fucking mouth shut. Bitches being guys and gals. I kind of clump them in the same category. People don't know how to keep their fucking mouth shut. You go and hanging out with somebody and all this shit. And then that's it. You don't wait 20 fucking years later when all of a sudden ICE is running for president? Oh, shit. Well, let me pull this out. Did you know ICE and, did this? And ICE paid me this much money to cover up an affair, to cover up money. he used to like going to strip clubs, blah, 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 but didn't tell you that one of my wives was with you. You know what I mean? Shit like that. They would leave details out. That's what I'm telling you guys. Be careful now. Fuck. You get wrapped around some shit like that. Exactly, Godzilla pulled out. Some bullshit. I don't fucking get it. So now everyone's focusing on a fucking stripper and a porn star. I'm sorry. An adult entertainer and dancer.
Stripper and porn star. I'll be the one that say it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be the one to say it. Yep, stripper and porn star.
When, like I said, in the military now, fuck. The military doesn't even know what to do with itself now. What do? We used to have to call back to. The reason why higher command headquarters aren't answering their fucking phones is because D. Treasy has said open season. You should not have to. The way he sees it, D. Treasy says, you shouldn't have to fucking call me to go do your soldier shit, or Marine shit, or Navy shit, or Air Force shit. You shouldn't have to call me. Go do your shit. He's literally, he's like the guy that like totally trusts you in your fucking job. If he knows you're supposed to go out and break shit and smash things and light them up, then you should do it. Then why call? I mean, like it's fucking stupid as shit. I need a good call question, please. But you're a 4-star general. I need to know if I'm going to get him up for bombing this village. Why haven't you bombed the village? Well, I think there's a cat in there. Well, kill him. Fuck him up.
So do you think, with, just out of curiosity with, because I am not active anymore, but you have been active duty for a long time, and you know what I'm talking about when you have this like zero defect leadership. Like if you fuck up once, you're pretty much, your career can be ended. Do you think with, President Trump style leadership, like can that trickle down? Like, you can go back to being direct and doing your job without having to ask permission to do it.
See, that's the thing. You notice all the support that he had for Admiral Jackson? Exactly that, cause Stormy Daniels is suing Trump for defamation. Has Stormy even seen what her job description is? What her job is? That's what her job is. I got soldiers that want to send me pics of their exploits, that were my former troops, that want to send me their pics of their exploits with her. In a fucking like picture, like I guess she went to go visit some strip clubs or something like that. She's doing a strip club circuit. And they got some pictures with her. And they're like, oh, whore. Defamation? What the fuck, man? What other? Like I said, she's an adult entertainer and dancer. No, you were asking about the zero defect leadership. Is that I think the military has been so confused on what it's supposed to do now that it is afraid of doing anything. It is afraid of. It has gotten so politicized within itself. You have commands like USAREC doing what they do, forgetting what their core. They're forgetting their core. Their first responsibility is to tell everybody the story of the United States Army. That's one. Number two, what is the Army's mission and what the Army is all about? How inclusive the Army is, well, how inclusive the Army really is now. You can talk about your fucking, they don't do this, they don't fuck it. No, they are now more inclusive than when me and Kaz first fucking joined, or me and Howie, or, me and Jose joined. When me and we were all fucking, when we joined, you pissed the bed, gone. You slept walk, gone. Flat feet, gone. You were like fucking, it was like Captain America and shit. 4F'd. Bam. Exactly that, Pooks. Micromanagement has gone so much to a level that it's now corporate. The military is supposed to be tactical. You're supposed to be thinking about the dirt. I mean, isn't that what infantry do? Infantry, tankers go tank. Arty goes arty. Sappers go sap. Shit like that, Fucking special ops do special ops shit. That's what they're supposed to do. The whole role has been removed from the Army to where now the identity of what the Army is doing now is hard for USAREC to tell that story. How could you sit there and say you're fighting, defending your country when you've been in a fucking country fighting cave monkeys for fucking 12, almost, 2 decades?
Right.
How can you tell this? How can you tell that story? You're right, exactly that, Al. You have officers that have been led and coming up and through the anti-Bush time and are now in the Army. Their toxic and their intolerant methods of leadership now of the officership stems from their attending those type of commissioning programs. I don't give a if you only have a sprinkle of ROTC, unless you're from West Point or something like that, VMI, Citadel, shit like that. That's different. Or Naval Academy, a little bit different. They're 24/7 structure. Unless you're commissioned from the ROTC, then it's different. You're only sprinkled a little bit with your ROTC program, but you're still going to school there, so you're exposed to it. Does a little so different when you see the fucking ROTC kids getting involved in safe spaces, right? So I really think that that's the problem with what it's all a big circle of fucking life. The soldiers that joined the Army by a recruiter a few years back that are now recruiters are now seeing the game of what USAREC is all about. And they're listening right now. They are. Several transmissions have been beamed to me by spies. And they want to know where the plans have been given to me. So, yes. They are listening, as I'm being told. I don't care. I'm only merely providing you, the WTF Nation, a continuous AAR in Sergeant's time. If you don't like the way I deliver, if you don't like my ELOs and TLOs and my measles and my fucking task condition and standards on my easel there, Sergeant Spanky can escort you out of the fucking building.
Oh, I'll do it.
Exactly.
I will do it. Please let me.
No, you go right ahead. You see some fuckers nodding off, hit him in the back of the head and get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of my bounty hunter meeting. No, again. So when you ask me that question, it is the fact that it is a giant circle of fucking Army life. You ever hear the special operations guys a lot in the news or in the Army Times or on the main page? Do you ever hear about them? No. They're busy stacking bodies. The mentality.
They sure aren't commenting on shit in there.
No, not to mention the fact, and their mentality is to kill. Sorry. When you have a black dagger in the middle of your patch, it ain't because it's fucking all about team building and stuff like that. It doesn't mean you're fucking somebody up. You're telling these leaders there's certain ways to do it. Now, they're hesitant in making a decision. Every single role that has happened in the Army that has been in an engagement where someone has either been wounded or killed probably had some hesitation of what they're going to have. Me, I'd be the worst officer on the planet because I would be like, fucking, Ice, Captain Ice, something's happening, blah, 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 blah. Send them, go do it. Captain Ice, you realize you sent like half your company for, blah. Hey, fuck that, dude. That's what it's all about.
Well, I think that still in the NCO Corps, we're not exposed to that zero defect thing. We still are allowed to, execute and, get our asses chewed if shit gets fucked up, and learn from it, as junior NCOs coming up. I know I was, and, I had senior NCOs that, hey, Sergeant Spanky, good job, but, and like, let me learn from my fucking mistakes still. I don't think the officer corps does that. I think that they don't, and this is just from what I've seen, especially because I had to work so closely in all these staff jobs. I don't think they do that. And if they do it behind closed doors. And, and I think that like when they fuck up, they get their asses chewed, but I don't think they get that this is what you should have done better. Like I would get my ass chewed up, down, fucking sideways every time I'd fuck up, but I would get, molded into how to do it better next time on every single thing I ever did. And I never ever was thought that I had to ask permission to do something.
I would take responsibility for anything that would happen right now if it was for the accomplishment of the mission and ensure that the soldiers were. Everybody needs to know that when you're in the Army, you're not in the Army just to go fuck off and go hang out in the motor pool and all. Your job is to go kill people. You are provided to go fight. You are supposed to have harnessed within you the warrior ethos, right? Hey, you Surek, you want to talk about the Army values and shit like that? Army values. Part of the Army values is being fucking honest with those kids that are out there and letting them know that our job is no joke. Not greater honor that we can have in the United States to serve in our military. There's no greater honor than that at all. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. I'm not disrespecting anybody or dissing anybody who's not joined the military or not doing whatever. But if you've served your country and you've raised your right hand to willing to risk your life for yourself or for your buddies and for your country, that's what you need to fucking tell them. That's what you need to tell the kids. It's more than you. At least the message that I got when I was getting recruited. But then again, my dad was the best recruiter in the Army. He was the one that was telling me. Exactly that, Poop. It's way easier to fucking ask. Well, I never really asked for forgiveness. I always just said, my bad.
Right?
Ice, did you realize, how can I sit there and report this many KIA when there's this many KIA? Well, just say they were fucking in the way or something like that. I don't know. Exactly that.
Sounds Spanky, are you responsible for this? Yeah. Oops.
But then again, my dad was the best recruiter. I mean, he was a Vietnam vet. Some of the shit that he told me when I was a kid, when I was younger, it was prophetic. He said, when you go and you serve and you go to Vietnam or you go to, and he said, you go to war. He's like, don't worry. He gave me some of the dad advice. Don't go fucking volunteering for shit. Don't worry, it'll come. Trust me, it'll come. Usually the guys that don't go do their natural progression of deployments were the ones that got killed when all of a sudden they go, no, I want to stay. And like, no, you're supposed to go home. And they would get killed like 3 weeks after they stayed. My dad was telling me some crazy ass stories about Vietnam, about guys like that. But there were guys that it was their time to rotate back to the States and go serve, do whatever, go do a drill sergeant duty. Because that's where he was supposed to have gone before he got wounded. And he got busted down a couple times too, but that's another story. But one of his buddies was the same way in his platoon. And he told me, hey, it's time to rotate back. And the guy was like, no, man, I'm going to volunteer. And my dad was like, dude, you kind of like, just go, dude. Vietnam will still be here. You know what I mean? Because nobody knew how long Vietnam was going to be. And sure as shit, he violated the natural progression of your career in the Army. And it's the third week of his fucking, I get to stay. He got killed. And that's when my dad didn't really pay attention to anybody and, had buddies in Vietnam. He didn't really want to get close to anybody in Vietnam because that was the reason right there. He was hard for him to be close to friends or be close to people. So it was that way. It was that mentality. So he would tell me, there's some advice, don't volunteer for fucking shit you don't have to, blah, 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 blah. Understand it's more than you. That when you are stepping off and you are like stepping off, if you're stepping off a helicopter, you're jumping out of an airplane, or you're rolling out of a Jeep, my dad's, age. Then when your boots hit the ground, that there are people that are trying to kill you. There is no time to be nice. There is no time to be, well, let's talk about this. And there's no time about this. You're going to do your time. You're going to deploy. You're going to go to war. There's going to be some subtle changes about you that you're not even going to realize are happening to you. You're not even going to realize it's happening. And it's just because the things in life that have had happen to you that you thought were such a big deal changes in perspective when you have somebody trying to kill you. Then you realize those other things that you were pissed off about and much distress about. But your country will neglect you when you come back. When I mean your country is like the Army. The Army will disrespect you. You'll come back and you'll be treated as a different class person. You'll have those that have never deployed, have never gone to Vietnam, and will be treated differently from those that have went several times. They'll be the ones that'll be the outcasts and all this other shit, and will get treated by those who've never deployed in a different light. They'll be more stricter with you. Some of it's penis envy, I guess you'd say. Some of it is the fact that, you might, shit. When my dad rotated back to the States, hanging out with some Silver Star, fucking Bronze Star winners and shit, Medal of Honor guys in his fucking The fuck do you do to that? How do you fucking do that shit? How do you that's never deployed before scream at a kid who just got back from Vietnam and he's got a Medal of Honor ribbon on him? And how the fuck are you going to tell him he needs to make formation? Or you need to know what's going on with leadership? That's my biggest thing with you, Surek. You're going to get, I mean, right now, the majority of the WTF nation, that's why nobody can figure us the fuck out. Nobody can figure us the fuck out because that's the way it is. Did our fucking time, raised our right hand. You know, the way I see it, whether you're deployed or not, you're still a vet to me. Because you were willing to lay down your life for me and Spanky, Pookie, J Reddy, Banks, Red Leg. We're willing, everybody, all of us have raised the right hand. So like I said, it didn't matter if you deployed or not. You were gunning to go. You wanted to fucking go. You knew this was going to happen. It's expected of you. That's the message you need to be telling the kids. Why do I need to join the army? Why do you need to join the army? What greater cause do you not have than for your country? What greater cause did you not have than to be with a camaraderie of brothers and sisters that are like-minded like you? How inclusive of an organization is the United States Army when we don't give a fuck what your race is? Or your gender? Or what you think your gender is? So, I mean, yeah, Joe, Spanky enlisted in the name of snacks.
Hey, they fed me for free.
Exactly that. So, that's my whole thing with the recruiters and the treatment of the recruiters and the way USAREC's going about it and the way the heads of AMRG and the way everyone's grasping it. They think you're just going to make a fucking video and that's it. That you're going to have motherfuckers just pounding the fucking doors down. When it's not the case. You know?
No, you're right. My decision was made from my dad before any recruiter ever talked to me. So.
Yeah. Everyone says, hey, would you like to, fucking tell everybody, man, till I drop dead or they throw me out. That's what I'm getting out. So, my point being is that it's not going to matter. I just, that's just the message you need to get to someone. You need to go in. Here's why you need to come in. Blah, 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 blah. What about college? What about this? Is that all you're going to be joining the military for college and stuff like that? You don't want to do something for yourself? Just flip the messaging around. Not go, so you want some college? All right. Let me give you the GI. Let me give you a standing bonus. What's your MOS? I know of individuals that wanted to join the Army or have had sons or daughters to join the Army, and their sons wanted to do or daughters wanted to do something in the Army, and the recruiter said, no, you want to do this instead. And this recruiter knows who I am. This is one of two recruiters, but this was a friend of mine. I'm not talking about my family one. But this recruiter knows who I am because I showed up in uniform and told him to shut the fuck up and let this individual join the fucking whatever MOS she wants. And everyone was like pissed off because I was saying I was bulldogging people and you're throwing rank around and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. If you're going in and you're being that fucking obstruct, and again, case president, give your names and all sorts of shit. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we got it. Whatever. Condescending people. Well, you think you got a better idea and you want to talk about this, why don't you give me a call? Don't be condescending. How the fuck do you think you got in your position in the first place? Condescending. Take it from me, ICE. You can't just go around floating around in space thinking about nothing. Let's take a break. Fucking sitting there like heaving up some fucking spitting that knowledge out, and it's making my glass run empty. So I need to
refill shots.
Yeah, refill shots. Exactly that. So scouts, move back.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
Tell me what it is to see when you look at me. Deep into the photography, I don't really need your sympathy. Just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got? And is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green Beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see the day. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. A few are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Wide awake
because they love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Rock and roll in WTF Nation Radio's Sergeant's Time. Yes, that was Tech 9 and our lovable, huggable, bearded fella, Jay Reddy. So there you go, man. You wanted to hear the tune and decided to play it. Yes, Strange Music gave us permission to play that, so fuck you, Facebook. We're going to play it. and don't try to squelch my shit. But anyways, so shit. What are we going? What's on the heat? What's on the hoot for this one? What do we do for Sergeant's Time? Oh yeah, we always do a main page kind of update, right? Well, everybody knows already what's been going on with the main page stuff already, so there's no need for a main page update, right? Do we need to do anything like that? Anything else happening? I mean, we're good, right? You got anything you want to put out, Spanky?
Oh, wait, no, I'm good. Sorry. I was just, eating my snacks. Everybody was dropping me snacks in the chat. Sorry.
I never get
everybody tries to keep me happy here. Nobody wants to get beat with a broom. That was it.
Exactly that. So do you guys, what was that? Hang on. Somebody sent me a PM. No, I'm going to talk about that. Jose's got some heard some Jose shit. Jose's back and he was PMing some stuff. Hang on. He's still breaking my balls about getting a Twitter account.
You really need to get on that. It's not very difficult to use.
Jose loves it. He says it's like crack. He says once you get on Twitter, that's it. You have to respond back because I guess it's so quick to respond. Is that what it is? Is it easier to do than Facebook?
Yes, it's way easier to do than Facebook. And there's because I don't know, it's just so condensed. It's so short, so to the point. Yes. I've been on Twitter for 9 years though. So, you're a little behind.
A little behind, huh?
Just a little.
Well, sorry, I mean, shit. I didn't think about it.
Honestly, I would use it mostly like as all of my favorite TV shows like to tweet stuff.
Well, I mean, he was telling me that to engage because nobody has to go through a page to get to Jose. If you want to talk to Jose, like legit talk to Jose, he has his Twitter handle at WTF Tamale Jihad, and all you have to do is say, "Hey, man," and you kind of have to be careful what you say to Jose because he has a lot of friends. Remember, I was telling you I didn't know Jose was connected. He's connected. So when Jose responds to your tweet, and he was showing me some of the tweets that he gets. Some of them are oh wow, cool, that's cool. Oh, I guess he's got he had just hit 1,000 or something like that. Because now that he's back online, or he's back to work, or he's up on comms or whatever, he was showing me he has the 1,000th follower as the deputy and commanding general of 10th Mountain Division, General Donahue.
Oh yeah, because if you do a public tweet to them or whatever, any of their followers can see it. So
that's what he was saying. He was saying
right.
that he he said that when you respond to somebody and everyone is following you, when you have followers, like if you follow each other, everybody sees your tweets, and then their followers will see what you tweeted from their responses, and so on. So I guess it's like a ripple effect. And so then he said that some kid he didn't know just totally responded with something like crazy, and he said he didn't have to respond because all the tamale fans fucking jumped on him and attacked some fucking idiot who was talking some shit. So he likes fucking with Second Amendment opposers and stuff like that.
I noticed.
He likes to fuck with people. He likes to fuck with people who don't like. He was showing. Oh my god, he's back and he fucking. Oh shit. The Doc is in town. What are you doing, Doc Madness?
Oh. Hi, best friend.
Buongiorno. How you been, man? Long time no hear.
Yeah, I've been busy, man. Sorry. And anyway, excuses like assholes. But enough about me.
So now I was just telling the nation about the Jose's Twitter fucking bombs that he's been throwing out to people and stuff like that. So
yeah, I jumped on and listened to you guys for the last like couple minutes or so, just to kind of not slip it in the wrong hole when I came on.
Well, you know,
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Well, some of them like it in the wrong hole. You never know. So
it's not. Is it the wrong hole if they like it?
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes what's considered the wrong hole?
I guess the part that it's wrong makes some like it, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, fucking. So, we're just talking some other shit about Jose being back online. He came back on the grid, dude. Yeah, I guess he was out fucking around for a little bit. But, anyways. Yeah, we're just talking shit about USAREC. You know how USAREC, man. We fucking talk shit about that all the time. It's almost obligatory. I was telling the nation about having us do our having us setting up a WTF Nation recruiting office and having a contest with USAREC and see who can make mission best for like a couple months, see what happens. So, but anyways, but other than that, and then you fucking called up. So what's up, man? What have you been up to?
Not much, dude. But if it was a USAREC contest, they'd be in charge of it because it'd fall under recruiting command, and they'd totally fuck us and wouldn't make it fair.
I don't think so. I think we kicked their ass. I think.
Well, yeah, in a laboratory setting, for sure.
No, I think we could kick their ass. Like, I honestly think that I think that we could go out and fucking annihilate their recruiting from them. But our goal is the same. We would get recruiting packets together and ensure that these individuals are qualified for recruiting, and then give some lucky recruiter all the recruits. Like, we would find out.
I'm sure. Yeah, I don't even want to. I don't even want to fucking go there, dude.
Well, no, they already have people. They already have people scoping out our fucking our streams, our feeds, or everything else. So, already going off on what we fucking say or do and misconstrue everything, and you want me there, you know what I mean? They're all fucking pissed off about it.
Yeah, they can. That's like Jesus said, give Caesar's to Caesar.
Well, again, bring it. We'll see what happens. Anyways, yeah. So you've been hanging out doing your freaking dude. You got any advice for some guys out there? I know you've been handling a lot of bids lately, man. Fuck, everything all right?
It's like you got any weed?
Yeah, you ain't lying, man.
It's like, hey, man, I was gonna ask, you got any weed?
Yeah, well, I mean, DD214 needed for that type of endeavor, but fuck, man. Oh man, when I retire, fuck weed. It's happening. Oh yeah.
It should be. I mean, drinking beer and shit is legal. It's way fucking worse for your body than weed. I don't give a fuck like what is on the matter. That's like based on the premise that alcohol is cytotoxic and you're a living organism, and so it's bad for you.
But I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
No, I get it.
I don't. I mean, I don't care about the fact that that it seems right now that the marijuana seems to be more better outreach when it comes to dealing with behavioral health issues and pain management than opioids or alcohol. So when someone says, "Hey, man,"
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just some of the studies that are now coming out. I know J Ready's been talking about all the.
You don't need studies for that, dude.
Exactly.
That's like,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Who gets fucking stoned and goes and starts bar fights? It's like, I guarantee you that's at least like 20% of every fucking case that comes up on the fucking blotter like every month is gonna be like alcohol related incidents.
I can honestly say that I had when I was doing first sergeant time that the majority of the soldiers that were getting busted for fights and shit like that were because of alcohol, or alcohol was involved.
Yeah, and I'm not even counting like DUIs or fucking beating your significant others and shit. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's a huge percentage of it is going to be alcohol related.
Man, when you're dealing with bids, though, do you really I mean, is it the majority of the cases that they have been under the influence of alcohol more when you're dealing with them?
It's significant. It's not going to be some people think like, oh, if I'm having insomnia, I can fall asleep from beer or whatever. First of all, whiskey would work faster, but you're not getting quality sleep. You never actually go into rapid eye, like REM sleep. You actually never reach it when you're intoxicated with alcohol, and so you don't actually rest. You sleep, but you don't rest, and then you feel like even more like a zombie when you wake up. But definitely, whenever I realize that somebody is intoxicated, I advocate strongly for them to fucking slow down drinking. Sometimes it's a process. There's a dude that I talked to for probably about like 6 months off and on, and we went through he was like drinking fucking couple what are those cubes of fucking Keystone Light, like whatever the fuck cheap ass beer that the shop at sells in cubes. He was like drinking one of those a night, and we just kind of fucking checking in with him every night. And the goal is to drink one less the night before, and sometimes he would, drink more than. But eventually got down to where he was pretty sober, and like now still talk to the dude, and he can have a couple drinks here and there and not even have an issue with it, But that's definitely a contributing factor to depression, I think. I don't need an expert's opinion to tell me that shit. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
What the fuck? You're an expert. Okay, congratulations. Go fuck yourself.
No, I just think personally that they now should go on to this. I'm saying right now, when Jay Reddy was talking about some of the stuff on Saturday Night Savagery about the studies of medicinal marijuana, and all these holistic doctors that are talking about the use of medicinal marijuana are dropping like fucking flies, like they're onto something, then why is it that we're not hitting that subject when it comes to the VA treatment and all that? You know what I mean? Just, I'm not saying that, as an...
Dude, the VA treatment is like, look, they can't even get a functional computer system. Well, how many years have we been at war? Fucking about 20 now.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Like, and we've had computers for quite a while, right? And they can't fucking get a functional computer system for many reasons. Contract awarding of contracts to the lowest fucking bidder, all that bullshit. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit involved with that too. That's straight up like dudes buying out different fucking people that are voting on it or whatever. Like, it's so disgusting. Like, I don't even want to fucking research the nuts and bolts of it. But it's a shitload of money made there. Yeah, like the procurements, government procurements. And then, like, just because one part of the system was awarded to one company, it should be, it's not okay to award the, same shit to the same company to make sure that it's functional, that it works together with a new upgrade or whatever. It's like it has to be rebid on it, and now we're gonna fucking combine shit that doesn't fucking work. I mean, it's just fucking stupid, man. It should be privatized. A lot of it should be privatized. Just like a lot of those aspects, like not necessarily procurement, but like the process development aspect of it. Like, not necessarily to say like what the system is going to be, like which system they're going to get, but whoever is deciding which aspects of a system are critical, those people are fucking not autistic enough.
No, but do you think? But you were saying right there the fact that these systems and whose procurement and all this other stuff. That's what I think is one of the reasons why the nominee for VA got pushed out, because he was pushing for privatization of some aspects of the VA, and that's why I think Senator Tester from Montana was the one that was pushing in against. All of a sudden, all these allegations just came out of the fucking woodwork. You know what I mean?
Of course, but it's not sinister or evil. It's common sense. It's fucking economics, where there's money being made. That's an incentive or motive, if you will. Like, other than pussy, money is the only fucking thing that motivates, that kind of like, I'm not saying that's the only shit that motivates human behavior, but like on a non-primitive level, I'd say that money's a pretty fucking huge motivator.
Especially when you get more of it and you have the ability to keep getting more of it. Like, it's just flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then you get pussy too. It's like double whammy.
Well, the bitches love visuals. No, that's what I was wondering. If it was fucking, I think personally that all this drama going on the new VA secretary nominee, which now he's not, which is a bunch of fucking haters and shit like that. It just fucking pisses me off.
But partially it's his fucking fault for being transparent about it, or that's something that you should know going into it, being like on that level, because it doesn't matter, like, if you were military before, like, that's a political office, secretary of whatever. It's a fucking political office, and if you're gonna fucking go to swim with those fucking types of people, then you should realize that what you're getting yourself into. If the guy's like not able to keep his future like moves somewhat like secret, because that's the kind of shit that's like very volatile stuff that would change a lot of industry in the States, right? Like, you don't want to, like, before you actually have the position and secured the position, you shouldn't be advocating for it as a premise, like as the reason why you should be getting that position, is what I kind of happened there.
I just think he had haters personally. That's just me. You know what I mean? I just think that he was dissed because there was people that had there was some penis envy. You know what I mean? He was well respected. His type of leadership is probably what they didn't like.
Yeah, but you don't. That's the thing with penis envy. You don't go running around telling all these short dick fucks with money that, like, hey, I got a huge dick. Like, you don't. You don't let them know. Because otherwise they have money. So like, that's the thing that happens. The guys, they're haters. But
exactly.
You got to be smart too.
Yeah, I hear you.
On the other hand, though, is like any achievement made is going to be envied. The greater your achievement, the more it's going to be envied, and the greater position that you reach based on your achievement, the smaller the fuck up is going to take to blow your ass down. You know, it becomes a precarious perch to be on once you climb the ladder so high when you're not actually a piece of shit.
No, you bring up a good point about penis envy though, and the haters. But the fucking like D Treasy, we were just talking about Korea earlier, and how everyone's dissing the fucking president just for what's happening, for what he's doing, and they're worried about a goddamn porn star stripper, and they're more paying attention about that. And this guy's about ready to end a no shit war and unifying a fucking country, a peninsula, and now everyone's like going, there's even discussion of removing all 28,000 soldiers off the peninsula. Nobody's talking about that. But
well, yeah, that's probably part of the agreement. That's what North Korea wanted in the agreement.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm
those people are idiots, dude. The people that fucking run their fucking sucks and badmouth or fucking praise unilaterally any politician or any person, they're fucking idiots, man. Because I don't know if you've seen that movie. There's a movie, Charlie Wilson's War.
Yes, I love that movie.
Maybe at this point in my life, it makes me old that I use it as a reference. But there was this dude, one of the case officers that was working with Charlie Wilson in Afghanistan. He told them about some witch in there's like what is it, parable or a fable?
Yeah.
About some Greek witch.
Yep.
And like the moral of the story is we'll see, said the wise man. So, you never know, dude. A bad thing can be a good thing given a long enough timeline.
Well, I mean, because the signals that are coming back and forth between everyone's like wondering, oh shit, what's going to happen? Because, we talked about this before. The leaders, there's some of those old crusty generals that wanted the war. Like right now, they're fucking pissed off that they didn't cross the DMZ. You got those generals that are out there that wanted Normandy to happen in Korea, and it didn't. And so now,
fuck them.
No, that's what I'm saying, exactly. But now, 28,000 soldier family members and service members that are stationed in South Korea could be up and gone. And they're even, like I said, we're even discussing removing our troops from there.
Yeah, it's retarded. You know how much of that economy is? I don't know, dude. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's great, the war is over, blah 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 blah. A lot of photoshopped casting couch memes from those hugs and shit. But ultimately, dude, like, the reason why the two Koreas were separated like that is because of economics, the economic consequences of reuniting them, and the burden that would be put on South Korea once it was reunited with a nation that is like the incarnation of a starving, fucking mouthing off little street urchin. It's not. I mean, it's gonna be much more complicated. And then to say like, yeah, now we want Americans out of there. We don't need them there. The war's over. It's like, yeah, dude. We'll see how long it. That's not a good. The war in Germany is over. We're not fucking leaving that country.
No, we did. We had a
core.
We had a core and 2 divisions and a bunch of separate brigades there. And now we pulled everybody out so much that when fucking Ivan went over and attacked the Crim, the next thing you know, fucking everyone's like going, you know what I mean? They didn't anticipate that.
Yeah. It makes sense, though, because when you pull out that much, that's noises that you should be expecting to hear.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I'm just saying because everyone was like, oh, well, if there's a treaty, then what's the verification process? How is this going to fucking happen? How is this going to happen? I'm telling you what, man, that was pretty symbolic for that North Korean leader to cross over the DMZ. What is that, Peace Village? What do they call that place? That fucking demarcation village or something?
It's
Parmesan.
Yeah, Parmesan. Yeah, Parmesan fucking village.
But it's the Koreans love their symbolism.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying that's the point. It's the symbolism of that, of there was no Americans there. They was all on their own, and they fucking went in there and did that. And so, Asians are pretty smart. You don't see us in Japan much, do you? No, because they're like, get the fuck out of here. We're fucking done. And we
okay. We were comparing apples and oranges here.
No, I'm just saying, but
I mean, culturally.
I'm talking about culture. No, I'm talking about culture.
I'm assuming that you've been to both.
No, I'm not.
And just the social
I just watch them on TV. I'm using
it's like I just banged a bunch of whores from both of them. pretty well versed in the sociology of the Asians. Of the Mongoloids.
They try to tear down our shitty wall. What were you going to say, Spanx?
Oh, I kind of mentioned it in the chat, and I know that's how, like I said, I have not only visited Japan. I've not spent a large amount of time in there, and I don't mean to sound stereotypical, but Asians have this like collective culture, and that's how they have been like fighting to get us out of Japan. Is like every time someone fucks up, they blame like the entire military.
That's what I'm saying. In Japan, you have one Marine.
Yeah, but that's
correct,
one Marine though.
No, but you
they also take responsibility. That's the difference, I think, culturally. Is like Japanese are like super strict about accepting responsibility for their own fucking actions, and they expect the same from anybody that is a partner force or a partner.
Right. And again, if someone fucks up, they all take the blame like for that person's fuck up. Where, us as Americans, like, no, that person fucked up. I didn't fuck up. He did.
Koreans don't. I don't think
they're not as like Korean and Japanese are like two completely different cultures.
No,
and,
but
like,
what I'm
Koreans are still like, yeah, fuck Japan.
But what I'm saying though is that in the Asian culture specifically, once their business is handled by themselves, they have no outside influence getting involved. If that makes any sense, they're pretty much.
That's how the Vietnam War started.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's my point. That
the
you're
outside
noticing
influence is either going to come from us or from the communists. And the communist threat is still alive and well.
Well, my point being is that I don't care. If that means that we have those soldiers that have been there for so long. Now think about this. There's still going to be an economy there. How many old timers are retired from the army there? Just like Germany.
Oh, plenty, because when I was stationed there in 2000, that was my job, was to do casualty reports, and one of the reporting categories were the old timey guys that died over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude, but how many of the? I understand. I'm not saying it's all completely dependent on our presence there. But what I am saying is that a huge fucking amount of it is dependent on our presence there. Like, how many locals work in different, functions of, GS level type positions over there, and then how much of the black market business is because that's not something that we can really quantify, but I sure as fuck know that it's a lot. There's a huge black market there because of the American presence, and I'm pretty sure it accounts for a significant amount of the.
My God! How many Connexes and Milvans have fallen off the ship, quote unquote? There, fuck yeah. I know the deal. It's like that in Germany. How much of the load was damaged coming to Bremerhaven? Next thing you know, you got fucking Germans running around in 501 jeans that they know you can't fucking get. No, I was just curious, man. And funny that you mentioned about the foreign influence and shit. Right now, all the PXs have been forbidden from selling Chinese cell phones, Chinese-made cell phones. And I'm just saying.
That's funny.
So there's two makers of the eight. Was it? It's not HTC. It's like not what's the other one?
Some other fucking droid.
Yeah. So there's two droid platforms or two phones, and not Andrea. You'll see it. There's going to be some phones that are going to be pulled out of the PX because they have specific firmware. The difference between software and firmware, from what the geeks have been telling me, is that one is for the programs in there. Firmware is for the actual solid state chips and shit that's in there to keep it running. Have embedded Chinese spying abilities. So when you buy it and you load it all up,
yeah, that's cool. But I mean, you have a fucking camera and a fingerprint machine on every iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. It wants to take a picture of your face.
It's a spying technology.
Yeah, as I'm saying, want to take a picture of your face. So, I'm just telling you right now, that's what they released today. They made a big fucking deal about these fucking cell phones not being sold on post now because of this.
Because NSA is a bunch of haters.
Well,
that's what happened. Just like the VA dude got fucking shit canned. That's how, like, the NSA is like, excuse me, no, we are not gonna allow that.
Yeah, You think Russian bots are bad? Oh, we got our new Szechuan chicken fucking programs here and shit. So, but anyways, yeah. So look forward to all the PXs. They're gonna stop selling these types of phones because of its algorithmic and spying capabilities, and that's by order of Secretary of Defense. So yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even think that would have been happen. I mean,
it should have happened a long time ago. Like, we spent all this money debating uniforms and fucking writing new, amendments to regulations that don't need to be changed, instead of spending some fucking money hiring some dudes to build our own phones for us to use that aren't built by a fucking China.
Well,
or any, you could fucking, just like they did with Velcro, they renamed it and they fucking they have their own Velcro. Why not do that with cell phones? Or is Velcro more fucking strategically important to us than our communication?
Well, I mean, they just started, they just came out. So this came out. The Pentagon announced that the PX and the concessionaires. I got the link right now. Somebody just sent me the link. Huawei and ZTE phones and telecommunications equipment. According to the Pentagon, Major Dave Eastburn, the directive was issued 25 April at the behest of the Office of the Undersecretary for Personnel Readiness. The directive.
Dude, it should not be allowed any kind of, I understand, like, yeah, they can sell whatever the fuck they want to civilian populations, but if you're part of the military population that requires you to have fucking ComSec on that level, where because what I'm saying is that where there's a will, there's a way. Like, you can remotely access any fucking device, but if the person, it belongs to a part of the government that requires secure comms to that degree, then they shouldn't be allowed to use a phone for that function that isn't made in a sterile laboratory by some fucking lab rats that are just like, organic to that organization. But I don't know. It's retarded that those phone, like, that this was even allowed to happen if there's a need for, like, for secrecy.
Oh no,
to
well,
that degree.
that's
It's
what
like,
I'm saying.
why would you fucking allow them to
Well,
procure?
you want to talk about? You were talking about the big money and the fucking and the big deal, is that they were just talking about the fact that at the fucking this 2 months ago, February, a few months ago, yeah, goddamn dude, I'm losing track of time. That there was an issue because they had stopped some contracting because it had been revealed that one of the companies would be one of the subcontractors for a contract award, so they had to hold it. And so the heads of the NSA, FBI, and the CIA testified to Congress that our organization don't use Huawei or ZTE. And come to find out that Huawei was banned from competing from a U.S. government contracts in 2014, and ZTE faced a torrent regulatory action. So now, oh shit, now they're selling these fucking things inside the PX.
Yeah, but PX is like, that's for Joes and shit. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
but Joes are stupid.
But it doesn't seem like it seems like some petty ass fucking haterade bullshit again. Like, because it doesn't fucking matter that they're selling them in the PX. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Like, it's not a fucking. It doesn't matter. It's basically like, this is what happened. These dudes applied for a contract. They didn't get it, and now the people that have the contract, they want to keep them from entering that market, and they're bringing up like old shit that happened before. Like, it's just fucking bullshit, dude. It's like, you suck one dick, you're a dick sucker for life, cocksucker. You know?
But does it make you gay or no?
No, it's not a master bridge layer or a master phone maker.
No, I was just saying that, you know, that they had fucking banned that shit. So, and I didn't want to, you know, I don't want to sit there when I might say that Joe, you know, Joe's an idiot. I didn't mean like that. Joe does not realize, and they're not knowledgeable of what they have as far as electronic devices, because they just see the new apps and they just see, you know, they're attracted to fucking the lights and the blings and all sorts of shit. They don't pay attention to who could be possibly listening.
Dude,
to
your
stuff.
shit, it should be like general protocol. Doesn't matter what electronics it is. It's not allowed in the places where the information is stored that they would want to access. You know what I mean?
No, I
just think
gotcha.
it's like not that big of a fucking deal.
No, exactly. It was like those guys that tell you that you can't have your SIPR cord and your NIPR cord together, otherwise signals will jump from the cords through the plastic onto each other's signal. You heard like that one before?
Yeah, that's stupid. That's like saying that my my balls and my dick are connected to my ass.
I'm about to say, well, they do touch your ass, so does your dick touch your ass?
Yeah.
Oh man.
By that I mean it's like completely fucking irrelevant.
Well, hey, fuck, it's time to do some fucking house cleaning, man. We've been blabbing. God damn, dude.
Sorry, dude. I've been holding it up for so long.
Oh, well,
that's what she said.
Indeed. So the only thing we really got to report as far as house cleaning is the fact that May is slow because everyone's doing fucking breaks in schools and other shit and going PCSing and moving around. So on fucking what was it, next Tuesday we got Eric Paz from Big Paz Canine. Big Paz Canine began with a small group of friends and business associates, and almost 10 years later there are over 150 service dogs with their veterans and first responders assisting them with their daily lives. Service animals. We're not talking about emotional support whatevers.
Yo, sorry.
You guys see that baller ass video with Brett Favre with dogs and dog tags posted up was it last week? Did you guys see that video? That was
I did. Yes.
Yeah, it was a pretty good video.
I don't know who Brett Favre is.
You don't know who Brett Favre? Oh, that's cool, man. No,
I don't sports at all, and I even know who that guy is.
But it was
a sports guy.
Yeah, he's a sports dude.
Narrowed it down.
It was a good video. So if you check out either the main page or WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, you'll be able to check it out, and it's pretty badass. It's a good video. The dog tags were here before on a previous show, and they're they said they were working on a project, and they'll let us know when it comes out, and then they gave us the deal saying, hey, here it is, and it's a good video. It's a good little synopsis of what they do and who they had involved with. I didn't know Petco was involved. So now I guess I'm a Petco fan. We're Petco fans now. We gotta like Petco, especially if you have dogs. This new fucking thing everyone's calling about is doggos. They're calling their people doggos and shit. Doggos, is that the new?
Sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
I call mine a fat ass lazy fuck. So y'all can call it what you want.
Baby Ice loves your dog. Baby Ice loves your dog. He loves your dog. He loves your dog. Yep. Him getting a cookie gets him all riled up, and he's laughing his ass off. So, but anyways, so don't forget. I know he loves it. So don't forget, we got a show every night, except for Wednesday. That is a day off. That is our breather time. Today you're listening, of course, to Starting Time with myself, Sorrents, Spanky, and Doc Madness, and then Friday Night Freedom with Minx and the Pooks, and then Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie, and then we have Kicking It with Cuz, when you want to relax and kick it and enjoy your night with some soothed voices of Cuz and Al, the oldest guys in the shop. Well, we're actually all the same age, but then we have the Monday edition with myself and Flash. Tuesday, Tied Up Tuesday with Minx and Gray Cloud, and then of course, don't forget we got our day off. Don't forget our partners, the Veterans Report and War Horse for Veterans. Well, they got some shit going on, don't they? Doesn't War Horse for Veterans got something going on? Don't they got some big going on? They got some event happening, and it is it's wait, hang on, I gotta pull it up. Hang on, I'm a bad host. Let me pull this up because I feel bad. Me not propping up the team over at War Horses for Veterans because they're great peeps, and we want to make sure we highlight exactly what they're going to post up there. So I just saw a post on there. So if you have not checked it out, go to warhorseforveterans.org, and you can also see their here we go, bam. It is on the 11th of August of this year. There is going to be their War Horses game. So it's like those Elite, Adaptive, RX, Intermediate, and Open. So check them out. I'm stoked. If I don't have anything going on, that means something I might participate in because I'm old. Do they have an old class? Do they have a class for old people? I'm just saying. I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to add any more stresses.
So you don't want to get on a horse that's too vigorous.
No, these are War Horse games. These are the games, just almost like fitness competition.
So are
and shit.
Special Olympics.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, you're asking about a geriatric category.
Well, oh come on, man. Very funny. Dog Madness is trying to be a clown. The clown prince of WTF Nation Radio. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at the event right now. So this event is all proceeds will be there to support War Horse for Veterans, and which is what they do. If you don't know, go jump on their Facebook page and their website and their Twitter and all that. But they provide all-inclusive getaways, I guess you'd say, relief. Hard to explain. I can't put it into words. Equine therapy for veterans. Check them out. And like I said, man, if I see what my schedule's like, hell, I might do this. Be badass. Seen some mad memes in there. Thanks. Who's that? Somebody's asking for a request there. What's this?
We got a baby private.
Is that about to say? Is that what it is? Is
that he joined the army and goes to basic Fort Leonard went on Tuesday.
Oh snap! Oh snap! Okay, Katie, we'll do that then. Yes, we'll give a shout out to your brother, Jacob Utley. Yeah, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Private. Do we have any advice? Yeah. Say yes, drill sergeant. No, drill sergeant. That's about it.
And don't let your sister give shout outs to
oh, come
to
on,
you
man.
when you're fucking
come
when
on.
you actually get into basic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is right before you go. So right now, all the drill sergeants are probably going, oh, so you're going to basic training at Fort Leavenworth? Well, congrats, buddy. Well, I'm glad you're making that step. Any advice? Shit. Just keep your head low. Be the gray man. Do your best, and that's it. Shit. That's all you can do. Don't disrespect. Stay off your fucking phone, and you'll be good.
When you keep your mouth shut, you're less likely to make an ass of yourself.
Correct. That's another thing too. Yeah. If you shut your hole, and don't talk back, and just say, "Private, you better not do this," but I noticed with the generation nowadays, they respond with, "But I wasn't doing that." I hate that. That's a new thing. It's a new Joe thing. Hey, make sure you when you're doing this, don't do this.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the new that they question
What
you
the
back.
Fuck? Is that basically? That's not questioning you. That's calling you retarded. It's like, I just watched you do it.
Yeah, exactly that. So hey, no, exactly that. Just say, hey, when you got your weapon, make sure you're not pointing this. Make sure you're holding it there. Make sure when you slap the magazine up, keep the weapon buttstock in your tight, so that way you don't jar it loose when you're firing and moving at the same time. I wasn't firing and moving at the same time. That's what they're saying. That's what I'm noticing.
Oh
now.
my god, that's wow, dude.
That drives me up the fucking wall.
Shit in my fucking hands and rub it in my hair.
I do. I go nuts. I'm like Mel Gibson fucking crapping on the on my hand and wiping it all over the fucking wall. Especially when I'm doing barracks inspection. Oh my god. Well, you're welcome, Katie. Like I said, tell him to keep his hole shut, and that's it. It'll be good to go, man. You'll be all right. Shit. So, but please, the best thing to do is not to do any shout outs while he's in basic training, because drill sergeants, we have WTF.
They love shout outs.
Yeah, they love shout outs. We have WTF Nation drill sergeant. We have cadre. We have cadre throughout major training installations that are they're in the ICE company, and that is the company of senior NCOs and NCOs that I have my own followers that give me the streets on what's going on. So
it's basically like if you're not in the military, or if you are, or if you have been in the military and you have a sibling that goes in after you're already, in some position to fuck with them, that's what you do, is what's going to happen, and you try to provoke their drill sergeants. Nobody's going to get killed, so it's not dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fun and games to get your fucking siblings smoked over some
exactly.
shit.
Well, I'll tell you what. Funny. I'll tell you what, Katie. How about let's do this deal right now, okay, Katie? If your brother does not contact you while he's in basic to make sure that he's letting you and your mom know that everybody's okay, that he's doing okay, let us know. Let us know, and we will call his drill sergeant on air to make sure that he's okay. How about that? And let him know that. I hope he's listening. You better be listening, kid. I'm telling you right now, Private. You're not you don't contact your family, let them know how you're doing. Katie's gonna call us, and then we'll call you on air.
You're fucking dude. You even got it down, the pronunciation of Private to that fucking unique flavor of drill sergeant pronunciation.
Well, I've had many of said ranks in my units and under my charge. So yeah, I guess, and most of I surround myself with good drill sergeants. In that environment. Let's just say I'm not going to give you any history. I'm not giving you my history, but I'm just saying. So, anyways, or we can say, or
we just called them dicks.
Yeah, or we can just send them exactly that. Send them glitter bombs. But keep us posted, Katie.
That's fucked up.
Keep us posted. Let us know if your brother's not contacting mom, because everybody knows mom's important. So, anywho, with that, y'all got anything for me? I'm about ready to close it up. Shit.
Warning shots.
All right, dog. So y'all ain't
glitter bomb shots.
Glitter bomb shots. Jacob, contact your mom shots. So Katie will keep us posted, and good luck on your trip. And welcome to the first block of your journey in becoming a U.S. soldier. Keep us posted. All right. So y'all have a good night, and Sarn's time. Shots.
Morning shots.
Morning shots.
The bitches, they love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Sanctuary I provide.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.